What's going on, guys? It's Cheesy. Welcome back to another Sunday breakdown. Hope you all are doing well. Today we're going to be looking at the Monaco Grand Prix, the Grand Prix of Monte Carlo. That just happened, just a couple weeks ago. I'm a little bit late on it. My apologies from that. Been a little bit busy, but definitely going to be getting into this upload schedule more consistently as we move on. But hope you guys do enjoy. It was a very eventful Grand Prix. I wouldn't say I love Monaco, but this one was all right, to say the least. Pretty interesting, but you guys will have to stick around to the end to figure out how it goes by. So without any further ado, let's roll the intro. Alright then, ladies and gents, we're going to be talking about the Formula 1 Grand Prix de Monaco 2021, right before Azerbaijan, which is a street circuit. So 2 street circuits in a row. Very happy there, and it is pretty fun. We do see that some of the drivers struggle a little bit. We see some of the top guys get ahead. My predictions were that Denis Ricciardo and Charles Leclerc would be on the podium. As we'll see, that did not go to plan. Actually, it was just absolutely horrendous and didn't go. There were a lot of memes on Thursday afternoon or Thursday morning, I think it was, and Wednesday morning, that Nikita Mazepin would be in the water, but that was just not true. Mick Schumacher was actually the one to crash out. But Thursday was our practice, free practice, because Friday is an auspicious occasion for the royal family, so that we leave that Friday for all the things that they need to do. It is very historical. I think WTF1 made a very nice video about that. You guys should go check that out because it did do a lot of explaining. But heading into that Thursday practice, we see that the man who's this home Grand Prix, Charles Leclerc, came up 20th with the 119.6. George Russell followed that in 19th with a very far lead, almost 5 seconds, 114.8. So very far ahead. Charles Leclerc having some issues there. Going down the grid now, we have Mick Schumacher, Nikita Mazepin, Esteban Ocon, Denis Ricciardo, Nicholas Latifi, Fernando Alonso, Giovinazzi, Stroll, Raikkonen, Tsunoda, Vettel, Norris, Bottas, Hamilton, Gasly, Verstappen, Carlos Sainz, and Sergio Perez. So we see that the 2 Red Bulls are at top. Carlos Sainz doing very nice here, top form. Again, Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas both falling back a little bit, but no worries there because we do know that they have at least some raw pace. It didn't pan out for them in the race, as we'll see, but yeah, they did have to have something going for them. Charles Leclerc, though, steps it up for free practice 1, getting the very top time with a 111.6, so very fast indeed. I believe that is almost 8 seconds faster than his previous time with a 119.6, so very nice for him stepping up. But going back to the back, we have Yuki Tsunoda, Mick Schumacher, and Nikita Mazepin, respectively from 20th to 18th, and both of those rookies, I feel like they're just learning. I think Yuki is doing a good job where he is, but I think that he could have stayed one more year in F2 before he's pulled up. And I think Nikita Mazepin doesn't need a seat. Sorry, man. I don't think anybody doesn't deserve a seat. I just think that he needs to be a little bit more developed, as both of them, all 3 of them, are 5/10ths behind Nicholas Latifi and basically the rest of the grid, and they're just missing out on these free practice opportunities. Nicholas Latifi, though, in 17th, George Russell 16th, Denis Ricciardo in 15th, Esteban Ocon, Lance Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Kimi, Sebastian, Giovinazzi, Perez, Gasly, Norris, Bottas, Verstappen, Hamilton, Sainz, and Leclerc. So Sainz on top form, both Ferraris. Very nice that they were doing very, very well here. Happy for them. And then we move on to Saturday, right before qualifying, you have the last bits of changes being done, and you have everyone just trying to get as low of times as possible. Esteban Ocon rounds off that grid. The lineup with a 113.6. You see Yuki in 19th with a 113.5. Moving down the order now, look, Nicholas Latifi, George Russell, Nikita Mazepin, Fernando Alonso, Mick Schumacher, very nice with the 113.1, then Ricciardo with the 112.9, Lance Stroll, Giovinazzi, Vettel, Gasly in the top 10, Kimi well inside the top 10, 8th place with the 112.298, very nice from him. Lewis Hamilton struggling right before qualifying. Lando Norris in 6th place, Sergio Perez 5th, Valtteri Bottas 4th, Charles Leclerc on top form again, both Ferraris going with Charles Leclerc 3, Carlos Sainz 2, and then Max Verstappen rounding that off with a 111.2. Very nice there, as we do see that the pole time was a 111.1, so he was very close. In fact, no, I lied. Pole time was a 110.3, so not even close. Not even close. I don't know what I was saying. But we do move into qualifying now, and we see a lot of upsets. I have to say, a lot of upsets here in this qualifying. I think, like, there were some surprises. One surprise, which I'll talk about, but there were a little bit disappointing. Q1. We have Yuki Tsunoda in 16th, not missing out by a couple tenths, I believe, to George Russell. Actually, 800ths, missing out by 800 exactly. So very small amount of time, but that doesn't allow him to be into Q2. Fernando Alonso 17th, Nicholas Latifi 18th, and Nikita Mazepin 19th. Mick Schumacher did not set a qualifying time, as he would be in the very back, and this was at the steward's discretion. So they didn't allow him to take part. So there's top 4 guys. Considering Q2 though, you have George Russell, which has always made it into Q2. Very nice for him. Kimi Raikkonen in the Alfa Romeo 14th, Lance Stroll 13th, and Daniel Ricciardo 12th, along with Esteban Ocon in 11th. Big surprise from Ricciardo. I would not have called them getting out this early. He said nice times in qualifying, or nice times in practice, and I just don't think that that translated over, and he was struggling a little bit in somewhere where he is so great. I did not think that he would struggle this much, and he is not coming at terms with his car, which is a little bit sad because I love the man. He's a great dude, great driver, and I absolutely idolize him in a way. But seeing him do that just doesn't make you happy, and it's pretty sad, to be honest. It's not the thing that you want to see. But moving on now to the top 10 shootout Q3. As you have seen, I didn't call the second Alfa Romeo, nor did I say Seb. So you have Giovinazzi and Vettel doing very nicely for themselves, making it the top 10 shootout. Giovinazzi sits at 111.7, only 2 tenths behind Sergio Perez, which was pretty good. But that is in the case of Giovinazzi, not Perez, because Perez does not want to be that far. Seb in 8th place, Lewis Hamilton struggling again, making it into 7th place with a 111, almost flat, which is disappointing to see that he wasn't able to find pace. Pierre Gasly out-qualifying the 7-time world champion in 6th place, Lando Norris in 5th, Carlos Sainz in 4th, Valtteri Bottas the Finn in 3rd, Max Verstappen in 2nd, and Charles Leclerc takes a controversial pole with a 110.3. I say controversial not because his driving was outside the lines for that 110.3. He definitely got that, but he did crash at the end of qualifying, cutting it a little bit short, and not allowing the other guys to do as much as they could, which is disappointing to see because you want to see everyone do their top form, and when you cut them off abruptly, they're not able to do that. Very nice lap from him, but should you be able to keep your pole lap if you do crash out? I just don't think so. And we see that he didn't, because he didn't start the race. He wasn't able to start the race. He had to start from the pits, but he didn't really start because he had a lot of issues with his rear suspension and rear differential and everything, components containing in the rear. So he wasn't able to do that and did not start. We have a quite eventful pit stop, though, that I need to talk about. Quite eventful pit stop with Valtteri Bottas. We see him coming in on lap 29 for a pit, and routine thing, you know. You're just chilling in the pit wall or pit stop. You got your wheel gun. You say, all right, I'm going to get this off within 3 seconds, hopefully, and go on your way, Valtteri. But that doesn't happen. He sets, like, I think it was like 4 or 5 days before they got the wheel off. They stripped the wheel nut. Those of you who know about any hardware, if you take a drill and you have a screw and you do it too fast, you'll strip that nut. Same thing that happens in F1. We don't see it as often because these guys are top tier, but it did actually happen, and we were interested to see that they weren't able to get it off, and he had to retire. Unfortunate from him, because he was in a very good position and would be able to do some damage, but nothing happened from that. And you just have to say what could have happened next time. I do want to say Sergio Perez did a very nice job cutting his way through the field, along with Sebastian Vettel. Both did outstanding performances there. We also see a nice performance from Giovinazzi, scoring a point for his team and staying within the top 10. So I tip my hat to him and Kimi, who was in 11th place. That being said, you have the normal suspects. My plans didn't go. Max Verstappen wins the race. Very nicely done from him. Awkward podium, though. Carlos Sainz in second and Lando Norris, the two buddies from last year, second and third on the podium together. Very nice to see them. I'm so happy for Lando. Absolutely amazed at his performances and what he's been able to do. So hat off to him as well, because I think he is a future world champion and he has what it takes. Sergio Perez very nicely with the fourth place. As I said, Seb in fifth, Pierre Gasly in sixth, Lewis Hamilton struggling there just a little bit. I think that he's still great, and he's making this championship easy. Or, not easy. Interesting. I don't know why I said easy, but he's making it interesting. Lance Stroll in 8th place, Esteban Ocon in 9th, Giovinazzi, as stated before, in 10th, Kimi in 11th, Daniel Ricciardo in 12th, Fernando Alonso 13th, George Russell 14th, Nicholas Latifi 15th, Yuki in 16th, Nikita Mazepin 17th, and Mick Schumacher 18th. So that's what it is. You do have to consider that Lewis Hamilton is amazing dude, just crazy fast, and he's able to get all the success. And when you see him don't perform at his top tier in 7th place, you have to take into consideration what was going on. And he was talking about the team. I can't imagine it was him, because he does set the fastest lap and get an extra point for that, and he's doing very well for himself in there. But we are seeing a little bit of change in the driver's standings, as Max Verstappen is number 1 with 105 points. Lewis Hamilton close second, but you do have to consider that he does have 101, 4 points behind. So that is very close going into the street circuit in Azerbaijan. I believe Azerbaijan. Yeah, Azerbaijan. So going into Baku, I think that's what the circuit is called. I have no clue. It's Baku Street Circuit, right? Yeah. But Lando Norris in 3rd place, and I want to see him to stay in third. If he can get third in the Drivers' Championship, I'm going to be absolutely amazed. I'm going to be so happy for him. McLaren doing well. I want Daniel Ricciardo to get a little bit more points. I feel like he can do better, and he's just not there. I don't think he's clicking with the car the way these Ferrari guys have. And Sergio Perez has just very closely with his car. You see Giovinazzi click with this car. He's just a great driver. He might look like Jesus, but he's a great driver. He performs miracles on that car. And I want to see Ricciardo click with his car, along how Seb has in the past few races, because he is a great driver. They all are on the grid, and I want them to find their pace and find their spot. I would love to see if George Russell, through Nikita Mazepin in the driver standings, could get a point. But I think that's how it's going to be. So Max Verstappen, number 1, Lewis Hamilton, 2, Lando Norris, 3. Teams, we have Red Bull, Mercedes, and McLaren. Usual suspects in the Ferrari behind them. Very nice from Red Bull, as they might just pull off a title, which is kind of crazy. But hopefully we'll see that very soon. But coming into this weekend, as I have just not had the time to record this, we will be seeing the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, which will be pretty interesting. You have Castle section, which is not a fan of Leclerc. So we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Hopefully I'll get that out on that Sunday. But if you guys enjoyed, leave a like on the video. Consider subscribing. Have a great rest of your day. Until next time, peace.